Welcome to Cooking for Baby and Me. Today's featured ingredient is turnips. We'll be making celery root and turnip puree with creme fraiche and oyster crackers, and celery root and turnip puree with roasted lobster.
How you doing?
Hi, how are
Great,
you?
Thanks.
This sounds delicious.
Oh, so the first thing we're gonna do is the thing that takes the longest.
Okay.
This we're gonna actually cook it and we're gonna roast it out a little bit so it gets some caramelization, a little more flavor with it. But then we're also gonna use the celery root. It blends so well and it really gives a blooming flavor to it. So we're gonna use that.
It smells good.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Very
It's
fragrant.
so good, yeah.
Using those fresh ingredients really, I think, makes the whole recipe come out better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What are the nutritional value of turnips?
So turnips, if you're going to give it to your infants, it's a nice source of fiber. So fiber is what helps our digestive system work well so we don't get backed up. So as children are introduced to different kinds of foods, you want to make sure that they're not having any issues with digestion. And so this in excess can cause a little bit of gas. So just make sure you're doing things in balance.
Okay.
You also get lots of vitamins. So you're getting your vitamin A, you're getting your vitamin C. And these are things that all of your body needs to have healthy growth and development.
What are we doing over here now, Chef?
So what we got here is we're getting a little caramelization, like just a really nice light golden brown.
Okay.
Which is gonna really bring out more flavor from the, and gonna actually make it sweeter.
All right, and just in some olive oil?
Just the olive oil, that's it. Next thing we're gonna work on is getting the lobster. I cook out the lobsters. I cook the claws for 7 minutes and I cook the tails for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna season them really well. Put this, and I wanna get like a really good caramelization as you see on here, like that. And then you can turn it right over. And then actually we'll cook it through the shell up and we'll get them hot.
Now, what age should children be introduced to a turnip?
Probably any time after about 6 months of age would be fine. Breast milk formula is all you need for the first 6 months.
Okay.
Now, as he showed you, the texture of the turnip is kind of like a potato. Like it's hard, and that would be a choking risk for an infant. But if the finished product is more of a puree that's soft down, and if you're cooking this for yourself, and because you're making this meal, just take a little bit, run it through the blender, and then you can feed that to a spoon to your infant.
So I'm putting thyme in there now. I put the garlic in there. So they're roasting that. We got a little bit of caramelization in there. That's exactly what we want. Gonna add a little bit of water and milk in there. So we're gonna let this cook out. And then lobster and butter, I think, are
they go hand in hand.
So good.
We have a lemon. Sometimes when you're putting something with moisture in it, when you're putting it on the fire, pull it away from the flame. You don't want a flame because the flame will actually create a viscosity flavor in oil itself. And I don't think it's very healthy. So we got, actually, I did a puree of this already, so this is ready to go.
Okay.
With this, I like to finish it actually with a little creme fraiche.
This is something I never think to introduce to my kids, so I'm gonna have to try it now.
I think a lot of people aren't even sure what a turnip is.
And you can use them just like you would a carrot or a parsnip, something like that. This is kind of fun because it's almost like a little chowder. And then what we're gonna do with our lobster, we're gonna actually use this as kind of the sauce on a plate. It's really fun to have like the sensation of hot and cold.
Oh, you just pull. Oh,
wow.
This one we're gonna leave.
This does really have the wow factor.
Yeah.
That is so tasty. I'm telling you, child
That
dogs
is
are going to eat
delicious.
that, right?
Yeah. That's
So-
amazing.
You got layers of different flavors too.
You absolutely do,
Yeah.
and the texture is so nice and creamy.
I love that. That's great.
Thank you.
Delicious. Let's try. Yay, I'm excited for this. Right.
Oh my goodness. Chef, you've outdone yourself.
It's amazing.
Like this will inspire me to go home and make lobster because now I just can't not eat that again.
Maybe you could just come and
Or,
make
right,
it for
or maybe
us.
you can come and at my house. That's awesome.
So good.